Well, hello there. Thank you for coming to Cooking with Pride. My name's Joseph Bridewell, and on today's show, I'm going to show you how to make homemade pizza from scratch. First, we're going to start with the dough. For the dough, we're going to need 3½ cups of all-purpose flour, another ½ cup of all-purpose flour on the side. I'll explain more about that later. 1½ cup of hot water, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of oil, and 1 tablespoon of yeast. Okay, so what I already did is take the yeast and the sugar and I put it in the hot water to activate the yeast. And then all you're going to do next is just go ahead and put your salt and the oil into the bowl. And then we're just going to pour our water with our yeast and our sugar in it. And then you take a fork and you just start slowly mixing it, incorporating it together. Once it starts becoming more thick and less runny, that's when you're going to need to use your hands and get a little dirty. So the reason I went and said to take a ½ cup and leave it off to the side is because you see how it's still sticky, it's still hella sticking to my hands? Yeah, we don't want that. So this last little part, you're just going to slowly take that flour and just as much, sometimes you might find that you need the whole thing or just part of the half. Oops, it's got flour on me. And you just kind of keep on kneading it. I went ahead and put flour on the counter here, and now I'm going to take the dough and I'm going to knead it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push forward and then pull back, and I'm going to keep just fold it and push and fold and push, and you're going to want to do this for a minute. This is actually what sucks about this whole process, is standing here doing this. It's kind of boring. But at the end of the result, you're going to have beautiful dough and a beautiful pizza. So you're going to want to do this for probably about a good 5 minutes. The kneading of the dough is done. The way you know that it's done is by going and pushing on it and see how it just slowly bounces back up. If you're done kneading it, you're going to take it and you're just kind of going to roll under and make it a ball. And you're just going to want to pinch the bottom here. I like to give it a little tap. Okay. And then you just take it, put it in your bowl. You want it in somewhat of a warm place. Take your towel, put it over the bowl, put it off to the side, come back in about an hour to 2 hours, and it should be doubled in size. The dough is risen, and all you're going to do is just take it out. See how easy it comes out with that on there. It's doubled in size. So all I'm going to do is cut it into 4, so this way you can make individual pieces. So we're just going to one this way, so we have forks. Then just like when I put it in the bowl, I kind of like that. So you're going to do this to all 4 of them, and then afterwards you're going to let it rest for about 15 minutes. Our dough's rested. Now we're going to form it into a circle like pizza. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go from the outside in, and you're just going to take your hands and just push it down just like this, flatten it. Flat. Try to get it as even as possible. Okay, so then you're just going to take it and just, sometimes it needs a little bit of flour, that's why I have this extra flour here. So stick to your hands a little bit, make it easier to stretch. I'm just gonna take in the tips of my fingers here and just all the way around. Get a little. Okay. Now, just get the cookie sheet that I've sprayed with non-stick grease. Just put it on there. With our pizza sauce, I took one big can of tomato sauce and a small can of tomato paste with about 1/3, 1/4 of water. And then I just took various herbs like oregano, thyme, garlic, anything you like. I put a little bit of lemon juice in there. Anything you like, you can put it in. You just let it sit there and simmer for about an hour or two. So basically, the time that you're using for your dough to rise, you can be making your sauce right there. Like I said, you can put any herbs to your taste, your liking. And so all you're going to do is you're going to take the sauce here, and then we're just going to apply it on. You don't want to get too much because you don't want it to spill over when it's in the oven cooking. Put it in the middle there, and then just kind of not all the way to the edge, but just a little bit. A little more on there. And give it a crust. Okay. And then next, we're going to put our cheese. Let me put this off to the side real quick. We're going to put our cheese on here. And again, not just enough to cover it all, not enough to go all the way down. What I like to do is I like to put a little bit on the bottom, and then after I put all my toppings on there, I like to put some more on top. I'm going to put the flat on first, so that way it's all even. Put a little salami on here. I'm going to put a little chicken. And some onions. A little bit of bell pepper. You can use all kinds of different things. I've used broccoli, spinach. You can use all kinds of different things for it, for pizza. You can even make dessert pizzas. Put some chocolate, some marshmallows on it. And put some mushrooms on here. I've seen a place do breakfast pizza. Oops, a little tomato, and I think that's enough, or it's all gonna fall apart when I go pick it up. Too heavy. Okay. So I'm trying to spread everything out as evenly as possible, so that way I have a little bit of everything in every bite. And a little bit of cheese, more cheese on top. Then we'll put this in the oven at 350 for probably about 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. When you see that all the cheese is melted, because I mean all you're doing is just really cooking the dough. Everything else is pretty much cooked, so it's pretty good. Okay, well here we are. Here's our delicious homemade pizza. Let's give it a try. Nice and crispy, delicious, nice, not too thick, not too thin on the crust, perfect. Well, as always, until next time, cook with pride. My name's Joseph Bridewell. Thank you for coming to Cooking with Pride, and I'll see you later.